I've been cement stuck, and it's bad. My glorious return to ranking has not gone quite as expected. I thought I could smurf my way to diamond playing some variety champions, and got that notion shit stomped out of me rather swiftly. Tournament mid also felt pretty garbage for the first 2 weeks, until I figured out the magic of Profane Hydra. It got so bad that I actually had to go back to my older videos and relearn the shit that I taught you guys in order to get the basics down. The fucking irony, I know. All jokes aside, it's a humbling experience having to watch your own educational content because you've forgotten what got you to diamond in the first place. And I was happy to find out that most of my videos really held up, even the really older ones, and I was able to brush up on basics such as champion mastery and activating high intensity. If you guys want to check them out, I'm going to link my entire climbing playlist here for you guys so you can peruse them at your own leisure. But as I was going through it, there was something I stumbled upon that felt like it deserved its own video, which was the importance of having a second ranked account. For the first 3 weeks of my ranked return, I've been getting my shit pushed in on repeat.
Pause.
My OVO sheet looked like a fucking sunset with how much red and orange I was seeing, and I was honestly considering hanging it up all again. I was running regular 3 blocks and ended up with a 13 and 16 record, which is a net negative of 3 for any of you guys familiar with my LP hack video. You should be by now, I think it's my most popular video on the channel. Another interesting trend that I noticed throughout my 3 blocks was that I was 2 and 5 in my game 3s, which is also a net negative of 3. So my biggest problems in my initial return to the game were that I was playing too much and my champion pool was a mess because I was convinced Tryndamere just sucked. Not only did I not have the mental stamina to maintain my intensity until game 3, I was also going against the holy grail of my channel, which is champion mastery. Both of these were a case of inflated expectations, or expectations set upon a version of Raybees that was ranking actively, not a version of Raybees that was coming back after a few months. I've talked in my OVO video about how managing expectations is one of the most important pillars of the mental game when it comes to climbing in League. In essence, your expectations literally color the perspective in which you choose to experience your games through. Having proper expectations for your set of circumstances is not only crucial to not raging during your ranked games, but also to facilitate a healthy level of output within your games. If you were like me and thought of yourself as better than you actually are, you actually start to perform much worse because of the pressure you put onto yourself. Let me tell you how having a ranked smurf can be a solid solution to fix both of these problems at once. First, let's talk about spamming games. I shouldn't have expected myself to play 3 blocks when I've been out for 2 months. I've went back to my 1 game a day strategy and complete shocker guys, it's working wonders. I've been able to string together better performances because I'm not gassing myself playing more games than I could handle. And that's led me to developing more confidence and having more fun in my ranked games as a result. Over my time coming back, this is a lesson that I've had to relearn, so chances are if you're watching this, you do well to memorize this to heart. Understand that the total number of games played per day isn't the real point here guys. The art of winning games with intensity is all about playing as few games as possible and stopping immediately after you get that first net win. Why? Because it guarantees you a very good return of LP with the least amount of time invested. If I had practiced what I preached, I would actually cut back on all of my game 3 losses and saved myself around 65 LP as a result. Guys, if I saved that 65 LP, I would be sitting in diamond right now. When it comes to climbing in League, less is often more, whether it comes to playing your champion in game or how you just approach ranking in general. I've beaten into you guys' heads not to follow the streamer culture of spamming tons of games every single day and raging when things don't go your way. They're living in an extremely different reality than the majority of us. You will not experience their level of success by copying what they do. It's more realistic for us to reel in the amount of games and hyper focus on each individual game. Time and time again, the 1 game a day strategy has proven to be one of the most useful tricks up my sleeve because it reduces junk volume in games and helps me focus on what actually matters. But the main criticism people rightfully levy against this tactic is that you simply don't get enough high intensity reps in to facilitate long-term growth, which is where the smurf comes in. After I play my first game, I hop onto my smurf and play 1 or 2 more if my schedule permits. It's lesser difficulty and I'm holding myself to a slightly, albeit still high standard of my main account, and this allows me to ingratiate myself into the current patch without constantly being overwrought. As the weeks go by and I have more mental stamina to play that second game on my main, I suspect I'll reduce the amount of games I play on my smurf because it's fulfilled its purpose. You guys really shouldn't care what rank or win rate your smurf is on. Remember that it simply exists to facilitate your main account's journey. And on the topic of playing on your smurf, remember to limit how many games you play on that account as well. The last thing I want for you guys is to get addicted to snowballing and pisslow and then developing shitty habits that only hamper you on your actual ranked grind. The smurf account is just another tool for you to practice hitting high intensity markers without the added pressure of losing LP on your main, and that's it. Between your main account and your smurf, you guys really shouldn't be clocking in more than 4 games a day at the very max, because you still need time to review and analyze your games in your free time. To put that into perspective guys, I've been on this journey for almost 13 years and there's only been a few months total where I've developed so much mental stamina that I could play that 4th ranked game without feeling lightheaded, tired or unfocused. Keep it to 1 to 3 games, 1 to 2 actually, and watch your LP gains grow in the long term. Playing on a second ranked account also helped alleviate my wandering eye when it came to champions. So when I got back into League, Trin mid was sitting at like a 51.5% win rate, which is actually pretty bad considering that he's a super niche pick and often played as a counter. He needs to be like around 52.5 to feel normal and above 53% to feel strong. And when I was building Ravenous Hydra on him, he felt like he didn't do enough damage to threaten lethal on side lane, which was quite depressing honestly. This led me to go on a full tirade on learning new champions as something to look forward to as I started to relearn the game again. While this seemed good on paper, it was actually quite disastrous. Not only did I have to recalibrate to the game, but I also had to learn new playstyles that I wasn't completely familiar with. Having a second ranked account here is good for two distinct reasons. 1. You get to practice the same champions in a slightly less difficult setting. This is good for mastering the basics, fully fleshing out the playstyle you want to learn, and developing confidence. It might seem cheap, but winning or generally playing better against slightly lesser skilled players helps facilitate growth in certain parts of the brain that you wouldn't have otherwise been able to achieve if you were playing in your actual elo. I remember actually Faker was commenting on this in the first few months that his streams came onto Twitch, about how he used to grind through the same rank division like 3 separate times in order to fully learn the principles of carrying that elo bracket. There are some things you pick up while you're smurfing that wouldn't have been possible to learn when you're getting pushed to the limit in your regular elo. Conversely, there's some useful things you pick up when you're playing at your own elo that you simply would never find when you're smurfing. It's not about picking either or guys, it's about getting both. The second reason why a rank smurf is good is because it can scratch that champion pool itch. No matter how much you love or hate your current pool, there will always be an urge to try out something different and gain a new perspective over the game. It's one of League's biggest selling points, albeit one that's a bit of a noob trap that keeps people heartstuck in their climb. While I'm still the biggest proponent of champion mastery and the benefits of mastering one playstyle, the second ranked account could be used to try out different champions and scratch that itch. This is actually what I'm currently doing on my own games in my second account. I'm playing Vayne mid and learning Azir, and playing Lee Sin and Sylas in the jungle. Vayne and Lee have long been some of my favorite champions to play, but since I'm such a big advocate for playing simpler champions, I never got to live out my fantasy of playing Vayne mid and Lee in my ranked games. Now I'm getting to do so and I'm so satisfied with League. Something about playing mechanical champions that always have a special place in my heart that I can't replicate no matter how many games of like Diana or Tryndamere I play. Alternatively, I'm also using this account to learn Azir, a champion that I wanted to fully master for some time now. It's a champion that tests a lot of fundamentals at the same time, so having a lower, lesser skilled pace of game is helpful for fleshing out its nuances and practicing the playstyle. As you can see guys, my reason for having a second ranked account isn't as optimized as you might have led to believe. Instead of playing my main champs, I'm using it as an opportunity to fulfill some of my most cherished desires in League and gain an alternative sort of satisfaction and enjoyment from the game other than purely just LP and improvement. This kind of enjoyment and satisfaction is complementary to the one I receive from my main account, and both accounts exist to enrich my development as a player while keeping my mentals in a sustainable state for a long term, so I can enjoy this game for a lot more years without having to go on frequent 3-month breaks. If anything guys, this is the biggest lesson I've learned from my return back to the game. It's not about how I can get diamond back, or it's not even about how I can bring you guys new and unique content. It's about how I can make the eventual grind to master more feasible so I'm not overwhelmed by limiting beliefs and forced to postpone it because of one bullshit reason or another. While you may have the best intentions for trying to climb in League and doing everything in your power to make that climb as optimal as possible, understand that sustainability is a major factor in whether you get to accomplish your goals and have that accomplishment actually feel good. There's no fucking point in achieving something when you're too burnt out to enjoy it in the moment. Figure out what you want from the game, whether it's additional practice on your main champs or a varied experience from other champs, and commit to a second ranked account. It'll help hone in your intensity while also limiting the amount of games you play on your main, allowing you to deliver the best possible performance in each game. If you guys want more League advice, like and subscribe to my channel. I also run a Discord server, so stop by if you want to just chat or want to sign up for coaching. That's it from me guys, I'll see you in the next one.